Today, I'm going to talk about the spiritual marriage, or I can say a concept of spiritual marriage, especially those who are on a twin flame journey and who understand that twin flame union is not just about getting physically together under one roof as a conventional romantic relationship, but there is much more to twin flame union. And as I always say, it happens on 5 levels. So, this particular aspect, like people keep asking, what is spiritual union, right? What exactly is spiritual union? How do I understand if I am in a spiritual union or not? And I think it's a quite valid question. And most of us are trying to understand certain answers from a very rational perspective, very logically, very structurally. And somehow that's where we hit the glass ceiling, that we are not able to comprehend or we are not able to understand certain things that could exist in our non-physical existence. I had this question, somebody asked, what are the indicators of spiritual marriage with your twin flame? And can one determine if they are already spiritually married? So, why I thought of putting this question in a separate video and talk about it specifically, because somewhere I feel that as human beings, we are still revolving around this whole concept of getting married. And I think that whole thing is very overrated in many ways. When I say this, I am not trying to demean the concept of marriage or the constitution of marriage. A constitution of marriage has played a very important and significant role in the society. So there is no two ways that it is important and it is significant. However, when it comes to specifically a twin flame experience, we all understand that we are meeting our twin flame and we are going through this whole experience of unconditional love, and learning the lessons related to unconditional love will pull us out of the concepts of the matrix, including the concept of marriage. So when it comes to this particular question, which revolves around the concept of marriage, which is a third dimensional concept, but you are kind of trying to match that concept into a spiritual reality or into the spiritual realm, that spiritually also we will be married. So the whole human concept of taking the vows with each other and giving promises to each other to remain each other's loyal counterpart, the way we would have on this earth physically, we are kind of trying to replicate that understanding when it comes to the spiritual reality. For all of us who are on a spiritual awakening journey, along with our twin flame journey, it's very important to be clear with certain ideas and understanding. So, first and foremost, this innate need, even the person who is asking this question, this need to figure out that I want to find out that I'm spiritually married with my twin flame or not. This itself is coming from your ego mind, because your ego mind is perceiving this connection from this kind of awareness that you have met somebody, you have fallen in love with that person, and now you want to get married to that person. Mostly, if we see around in an earthly marriage, a guy and a girl, or whoever that couple is, will take vows standing in front of each other. Also, there are a lot of others that are witnessing this whole event that is taking place. And these two people are taking vows, giving each other's promises. Why is this tradition of having these vows and promises during the marriage is there? Because both the people need some sort of a assurance from the other, some sort of a commitment from the other. And when you are becoming each other's spouses, you are expecting a certain sort of a behavior from that person, that this person is married to me now, that person is expected to behave in a certain way, and that person will also expect you to behave in a certain way. So there is a certain type of a template, there is a certain type of a code of conduct, there is some sort of an expectation or a give and take or a responsibility that comes along with it, which we all collectively call as marriage. Anything happens beyond the set template of this marriage, if somebody is breaking the expectations or not carrying the responsibility, the obvious conclusion or obvious result of breaking out of the box is end of the marriage. So obviously the marriage will not work, and both of them would split from each other, and there will be the official end of whatever they hold for each other, and all the vows and the rituals and the promises they made, they are officially terminated when the marriage is ended, right? This is what we understand as human beings when it comes to the constitution of marriage. Now let's keep this earthly marriage understanding aside and let's get into the spiritual aspect. By this time, probably all those who are watching twin flame videos are understanding that, first of all, we are a soul in a human body, and our soul is multidimensional. So our soul exists in multiple dimensions concurrently. So whatever soul energy you are holding right now in your physical body, you are also holding some part of your soul energy in fourth dimension, some part of your soul energy in fifth dimension, and probably other above dimensions wherever you have chosen to be. So your soul energy is existing co-currently in multiple dimensions at the same time. There are also different types of planes of existence. Like in the third dimension, we have a physical life. In fourth dimension, there is a lower astral plane and a higher astral plane. Fifth dimension is even more higher level of existence. There is a different type of life the souls would live and different types of things that the souls will experience. Then there is a sixth dimension, seventh dimension. Every dimension will provide you a different type of existence, different type of experience as you start moving above from the third dimension to the higher dimensions. Now, in the context of twin flames, if you start visualizing that you are right now in the third dimension with your physical body, and your twin flame also exists somewhere in another physical body in the same third dimension. As both of you start going higher in dimension, suppose say you go into the fourth dimension, you go into the fifth dimension, your awareness or your understanding of each other's existence and the dynamic that you share with each other will start changing, because in every plane of existence, it will give you a different awareness. It will give you a different feeling. As you go higher, maybe in fourth dimension or fifth dimension or in sixth dimension, there could be a scenario where you are living in the spirit and you are a natural couple with your twin flame. As human beings operating from our 3D minds, we are not able to comprehend well enough that how a spiritual life or the life in the spirit would look like or feel like. When you are in the spirit, the whole communication with all the other spirits would happen with telepathy, right? There is no language, there is no verbal language. Everything is understood. Most of the souls are understanding certain things with telepathy, frequency, and vibration. So suppose, imagine that you are in the fifth dimension, and if your twin flame soul also is along with you, most of the other souls will recognize you as a natural couple because they see that you hold identical vibrational frequency and you are a natural couple. You are a part of each other. It's as clear as daylight. So since the beginning of your existence, whichever soul sees you in the spirit would know who your counterpart is, because you are holding that sort of a polarity in that specific dimension, but the polarity aspect also holds the same vibrational frequency. So other souls will naturally identify you as a couple, a natural couple in a natural state of being. In such a scenario, do you think that there is any need to get married to that soul? You don't need to, because whatever you are for that soul is as clear as daylight to everybody. This whole need to do a certain ritual or do a certain action to let others know, or even to let each other know that from now on we are committing to each other and we are taking some vows to be loyal to each other. This kind of a scenario only exists in the earth plane because we are entering in a karmic contract with a soulmate. So the contract would start and contract would end. So there is some sort of a beginning, there is some sort of an end, and there is this need that human beings feel that we have to promise and we have to create these rituals and we have to abide by all that rule book because we have declared now that we are officially married to each other. But this kind of a scenario will never exist in the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm just is. Whatever you are is your reality for the infinite time. So when your twin flame stands next to you in the spirit, you are just in the state of being a natural couple with them, and everybody else knows it. There is this inner knowing. So where does this concept of marriage come from? There is no need for marriage in the spirit realm. You are perceived and understood as a natural couple as you hold the same vibrational frequency. So there is no concept of belonging. There is no concept of reassurance, taking vows, taking promises. There is no need for all these things. These are earthly concepts that only work on earth plane. Now, looking beyond this duality kind of plane, where both of you are existing as a separate entity or a separate energy that is identically vibrating. If you start going higher and higher in dimensions, there will be some dimensions where that duality consciousness also does not exist, and there is just oneness. And in that oneness consciousness, you will probably not even have two entities where you can say that this person is my twin flame or this soul is my twin soul. It will be merged and you would exist as the same identity. So if you are starting to understand that the spiritual realm completely operates in a different way than you are perceiving things here on planet Earth, there are a lot of things that will start getting sorted, which you may be questioning. So this one question is one of such questions that you don't have to put in your time and energy in identifying the signs that whether you are in a spiritual marriage or not, because according to what guidance I receive, there is no spiritual marriage as such. Whatever you are, you just are in the spirit. So if at all there is anything that would happen in the spirit, is the spiritual merge, some sort of a spiritual or energetic merge that is taking place in the higher dimension between these two soul frequencies. And somewhere that will happen when you have this inner union with yourself. So if at all we really want to indicate or figure out something, that what will indicate that I am actually in the spiritual merge with my twin flame, one of the indications is that your own inner union with yourself. That would be the beginning point to feel that spiritual integrity with your twin flame, that you don't feel anymore that they and you are a separate entity, but you are one and the same energy source. You truly feel it from in your heart. There is no feeling of separation. Today, I also want to read out one very important write-up that was written by Dolores Cannon in one of her books called The Custodians. She has never used this term called twin flames in any of her books. Most of the times you would see a lot of YouTube videos claiming that Dolores Cannon said this, and there is so much of twin flame information being pushed on YouTube on the name of Dolores Cannon. But I have to say this, that Dolores Cannon never used a word twin flame in any of her books. However, the kind of information she has provided through the QHHT method of regression therapy with a couple of her very promising clients who were able to go in that sort of a trance and give her the required information. The Custodians, the book called Custodians, is one of the books that gives a lot of information about how these spiritual integrations, energetic integrations happen, and how even the aliens and their spaceships and their mother crafts are absolutely an integral part of a lot of spiritual ascension that is happening right now on planet Earth. It's not just about you and the spiritual senses that you are having, but there is a lot that is happening around us. There are a lot of ascended masters, there are a lot of advanced spiritual beings who are probably not human beings, but some different beings, different extraterrestrials who hold a lot of greater awareness than what humanity holds today and are helping us in many ways in this ascension process, our individual ascension process as well as the planet's ascension process. So, coming to this specific paragraph or a chapter in the book called Custodians by Dolores Cannon, the person who is being regressed, her name is Janice, and Dolores is asking her some questions, and she is able to recall that she and her lover or a boyfriend, both of them are going to a certain spacecraft, which is called like a mother spaceship. It's a very big spaceship, and it is apparent in that chapter that that sort of a ship is just one of a kind, and that ship is used for integrating certain energy structures in human body. So only those people who have that sort of integration work will reach that mother craft, sit in that room and go through that integration process energetically. So such crafts are visited astrally, either physically or non-physically. If you read the whole book, probably you would understand it in more depth. But this particular excerpt that I am going to read is will give you some sort of a insight or some sort of a food for thought. I know that it is absolutely impossible to comprehend what is being told 100%. But I think you will be able to understand in bits and pieces. And even if you are picking things in bits and pieces, you may be able to, progress somewhere in your internal understanding when it comes to spiritual or energetic merge. How does it feel? So the scenario is that Dolores Cannon is doing a regression therapy with this person called Janice. So the Dollar says, "What's the matter?" Janice says, "I think we are moving someplace. We are going now to some another room. It is not exactly a corridor. There are 4 rooms and they have 8 sides. And you have to go through all 4 rooms." Dollars. "Do you walk from one room to the next?" Janice. "No, we didn't walk. We are holding hands and we are moving by thought. We just moved." Dollars. "What is in the next room?" Janice. "Actually, the next room is a different sort of a place. It's metallic, and we are going to be working in a different manner now in here." "Oh, my goodness." Dollars. "What is it?" Janice. "Just air. We just dematerialized right here." Dollars. "But you were solid in the other room. Is that what you mean?" Janice. "Yes." She was excited. Dollars. "And this room is for dematerialization? Would that be right?" Janice. "That's what just happened." Dollars. "What is the purpose of that?" Janice. "I don't know." "Well, now we are not separate people anymore." Dollars. "What did you mean? That you were not separate people anymore? Did something happen in that room?" Janice. "Yes, we entered and then swoosh. We were just not separate people anymore." "What do you mean?" Janice. "Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, we are not separate people. He is here. I am here. We are both here and we are one people. We are not even physical. We are not even solid. You can't touch. I mean, you can touch, but you can't touch. We are not separate people anymore." Dollars. "You mean you have fused together or what?" Janice. "Apparently we are. It's pure energy. There is no physical form over here. But yet there is a form. There is a form, but there is not a physical form. But I know I am me, and he knows he is him. But we know we are not. Dollars. Will you maintain your personalities? Janice. Well, we are, but we are not. We are different. We are each other, but we are the same, blended. It's like this molecule is his, and this molecule is mine. This molecule is his, and again, this molecule is mine. I know that he knows that. Dollars. So you think blended might be a better word, but the way you were smiling, it seems to feel all right. Janice. Oh, it is wonderful. It's really outstanding. It is just the most total harmony. That's what this is, just pure. Oh, the masters are telling me now it's an essence energy. Dollars. Essence energy. Does this refer to the purest form, the earliest, or the original type, the God energy? Janice. It's energy. It's our energy. It's in the purest forms as they began. And this molecule is mine, and this molecule is his. But they are all our molecules, and they are light. They are spinning. They are moving so fast, it looks like a miniature galaxy. Dollars. You said it was like air, but now you can see it as a little points of light. Yes, exactly. It just feels so good. Dollars. But you still know that you are you. Janice. Yes, I know I am me. And I know he is right here. And I am me and he is him. But we are not separate. Dollars. Is that the purpose of this room? To show you how this is done and what it feels like. Janice. Yes, because then you can move as one entity through space from here to other galaxies, past any known galaxies, past any known universes. You could move from this room in this state of being to anything, into anything, and never lose what you are as an essence. I just read this excerpt out because I think it gives you a little bit of a room for everyone's imagination and understanding that how things must be taking place when it comes to spiritual merge or molecular merge or energetic merge. Our understanding about what exactly is energetic merge or spiritual merge or even cellular merge can vary, or it can be like half cooked, or we might not be able to comprehend it fully. But whatever it is, whatever we are understanding in bits and pieces about certain things that are taking place on the spiritual spacecrafts, where there are a lot of processes that are happening when it comes to integration of a soul, integration of the energy for planetary ascension. It is extremely important that we start understanding these things also from this angle, that there are so many things out there apart from us and our twin flame and our spiritual journey and the supreme divine. There is so much that is happening in that path. And somewhere I feel that here is where we are actually bridging science and spirituality together, and they go hand in hand. I am definitely going to talk more about star seeds, about aliens, about UFOs, what is their connection between our ascension and our spirituality, and the overall picture when it comes to humanity becoming a galactic race in the near future. So keep watching my videos, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you came out of this notion that you need to get married to your twin flame in the spiritual realm. This is all for today. See you in the next video. Namaste.